maybe that sounds a little bit better from your side. I've been talking much about Israel nowadays, today, and many days previously, and it seems not to vanish. All the debates and all the demonstrations. So I may explain why I've been doing these videos, due to the engagement that people have over this case. Immediately after the war started, with 5,000 rockets and the slaughter in Israel, families eradicated, killed, slaughtered. There is no nice words for such an atrocity. Ever since that, just hours after that outbreak, the hatred for Israel was so immense that it kicked-start me too as an activist. To use the term activist is wrong. It's misleading, because sometimes you need to show the real human behind yourself. And it have taken a toll, but it is not by complaining. It's not something I regret. It's just taking a toll to see all the hatred, all the accusations, all the false narratives that is presented as if Israel is the one that started it all and is the cause of it all. That's how bogus those leftists are. And the leftists are allying with Islamists. The killing spree of the Islamists. And I wonder how come people are so reluctant. Let me see if that word fits. Let me see if that word fits. Reluctant to admit to facts. It's as if people are vaccinated against the truth. And I have to say, it beats me, because I can't explain it otherwise. How people was so easily trapped into cheats, lies about Israel after this vaccine. It gave me a discomfort, or even speaking, because people after this vaccination, people got very naive, very stupid. It's as they had any kind of brain tumor that was making them angry. And I don't want to label any people, but either they can't stand the truth, they can't speak the truth, or they just avoid to talk about it, as if they are afraid to talk about something very human, how come that people are so indifferent? Now it seems to be even a global thing against Jewish people. I can't understand that Western society with a high education, I understand it because they left God. And I think that is a very narrow speaking how this is to be understood. Of course, to leave God is just to leave the pen. You can't write without any equipment. So if God could, if the pen could represent God in a way, I think it is a good similarity, or people try to write without any pen. I forgot to change this to white. People forgot to write without any pencil. When the university, I have been debating this evolution or existence of God for a very long time. And in the beginning I tried to prove that God exists. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. You can't write without any pen, and you can't prove there is a God. But you need a pen in order to write. You need some guidance. You need some specificity or some kind of reality beyond your own reality. You need something outside yourself in order to confirm your existence, your abilities. Without that kind of a perspective on yourself, you are dragged into your senses, your feelings, your emotions, and so on. People that are talking about this Israel-Palestine conflict is dragged into their own emotions just in order to say how they feel about it. While God, this uniqueness of the perspective of God, He is outside everything. And that it makes me think, it makes me reflect how we can see and view things in a different perspective without using our inner sensory organs. We get a better perspective, more objective, more coherent, more related to what everyone can say. So people are dragged into their emotions when they see and hear what is presented for them. And as let me have a minute. This man here was the photograph while people from Gaza went into Israel and slaughtered, and he, as a photograph, have been used by Reuters, by BBC, and CNN as a journalist, as a photographer that shows everything on the ground. what was happening. It says a lot about what credibility there is. Now he is kissed by this Hamas leader, where he got maybe a big honor for what he did, how to portray Israel in the worst way. And after I have been talking a little bit about it, but now that this picture, he took a selfie. This is his own selfie. And you see, he have no kind of credibility to himself by objective observer and critical analysis. So he is just in for the moment. And he got this big honor. He couldn't go away from that kind of attention. And now he is the big hero. Of course, he portrayed Israel in the worst way. Who would else kiss this man? If not Hamas, for portraying Israel in the worst way. They are killing civilians, they are killing people in hospital, and so on. And the naive people that have no God in their... I don't say that God is the proof. No, it is just the tool. God is the tool in which way we view things. This proves by itself that he was Hamas supporter. He also went in together with these riots that slaughtered, just to show what happened to these big tanks and so on. This is how this is him. I don't know if his name. This is from CBN News. They got caught of this picture or this video that he put out of himself. So this is this kind of coherency that people is dragged into the sensitivity, the human rights, the law of how to deal with civilians during the war. And it is said that Israel is the one country of all countries in the world that supply the civilians with all what they need during this time around, even from the standpoint that they were attacked. That's how gross, misleading the Western media is portraying this situation by condemning, singling out. They are talking about humanitarian crisis among the civilians in Gaza. I agree, but they are not taking into the equation the suffering of those that are taken hostage. I don't really differ between the Palestinian victims and the ones that are taken hostage in this situation. I don't really differ, because all in all they are human beings, and I pity the Palestinians in Gaza to the degree that they have been dealing with this Hamas for 17 years after the election. After Israel was taken out of Gaza, all the protection and all the kibbutzim were taken out. Look, what a mayhem this is turned out to be. And all the Western countries, by the leftists, is really supporting the Palestinian agenda. I can't really understand how confused those people are. And I I talked a little bit about, not little, but I have been talking in several videos about this spiritual war. Because so much lies. It didn't go many hours in the Western media after the attack that they condemned Israel retaliation against Hamas's rockets, as if that was not any news. 5,000 rockets against Israel, and many hit many buildings and so on, and wounded, and maybe also killed. I don't want to be slandering around with this info, but I don't have the numbers here. So I would say that this seems to be more spiritual, more to the degree that it is more hateful. The hatred for Israel. Yet, it was Israel that was attacked. It is comparable with the Holocaust, where no nation, with its own dignity, with its own self-respect, had any obligations or responsibility to their own Jewish citizens. It is this kind of demonic anger that is filling the pen. People that write with me, I don't want to say they are demonic, but the amount of lies and mischaracterization is so immense that it seems to be out of this world entity that is driving them. And you see, they are driven. I don't want to blame any spiritual qualities to them. That is too much. But the lack of God. Maybe even the Christians lack God. Because they can't come to grips with putting the right judgment on this case due to fear of saying something wrong. But by that, you side with Hamas. I can say, if you dare to speak out, you are strong. You are real strong. And it is very easy to condemn Israel. So if you are speaking out against Israel, against God's eye, it's very easy. It is a slippery slope to do that. Now, you have hordes in London, Washington, New York, that is demonstrating against Israel for whatever they are doing. Free Palestine. And the bogus argument, let me say it clear, when they are condemning Israel for slaughtering Palestinians, they are at the same time crying out from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. It is a genocide. They are talking about human rights. It is demonic. It is so confusing. It's so bewildering. It's really, it is a concept that we can't understand and put together in a logic way. That they are at the same time talking about peace and ceasefire now, yet they are talking about from the river to the sea, as if Israel in the future will no longer exist. And the consent with the Palestinian course to erase and applauding Hamas is to erase every Jew on this planet. So much hate, yet they are talking, so much genocidal hate, and yet they are talking about peace and human rights. It's a conundrum in itself, and I'm not talking about spirituality as if it's something because I'm religious. No. The concept of this hatred against Israel is spiritual, because you can't really explain it. How people can lie of occupation due to the Hamas activity and the uprise of the Palestinians in Gaza. They are talking about the same time as Gaza is occupied. That is no longer a fact, but spirituality is either connected to the truth or lies. That's why I put this pen. They try to write without any pen. They try to write without any truth. In other words, they are lying. When you are trying to write something without any pen, you are lying. You have to lie in order to hate Israel that much. You can talk about Palestinian rights, but why is it only Israel that have to defend herself for doing the right stuff to the Palestinian people? They are giving them rights in Israel. They are having their own rights. And many Palestinian Arabs have gone out on social media and testify that they have as many rights as any Jew. That is a testimony which is not absorbed in those hatred minds. So that's some of the reasons I say it's a spiritual war, because the truth doesn't penetrate into these lying mouths, lying pens. Maybe Israel have some duties to do regarding Palestinians, of course. Every country have, if a country contains a minority, the minority that are suffering due to the governmental decisions, it should be rightfully criticized. But this case for Palestinians of their rights is a bogus, lying argument. You can go to Palestinians in Israel and you can talk with them. I've been talking with many of them that they are even chauffeurs in the Egged buses. They are doctors in the hospitals. They are nurses. They are patients. They are everything. They are even judges, police, head of police. So it is just a bogus argument. So just because of all these lies about Israel, as if that is the truth, makes this, for me, at least for me, as a spiritual case. Because the opponent against God is lies. You need lies to doubt God. starts with the beginning. Have God really said? So we are destined, those that are having a pen to write or a mouth to speak, a tongue to explain. We are dependent on the truth in order to win a war, because it is not by here or might. I can be strong but weak. I can be now and not present. But it is with the word of truth. It is the truth that will tell the government, the powers, what is the truth, and to put a stop to all the lies. So Western media is full of lies. It is what we have talked about before. The leftist media is all about lies. And now I want to show the picture again about this kissing couple, which they may have some friendship. It's okay with friendship. I have even seen here in Norway that people in the media are kissing around with politicians and so on. They are all, of course, all corrupt. They have all, of course, they are of course friends with those. And would you criticize? It's like I've been talking with my daughter some time back, that if you are debating in a social media, you are dependent on your own representation. So you have to speak out of your own opinion. But in many cases you are in a private landscape, so to say. You are in private setting, and you take into consideration more things than in an official manner. So we should be aware of our surroundings, but we can't, in this case, which is not concerning me personally, but it concerns the truth, how to go along with either truth or lies. So if you are friends with journalists and so on, you may have the upper hand when they are writing. And this Hamas leader have obviously a grip on this journalist, which I would say, it seems that all reports from Gaza is in a bondage, is in a link, is in a hostage situation, like the Stockholm Syndrome, that they only talk about what bad Israel is doing. And that is kind of, over a time, you will see that this is just a pattern, that every journalist, or most of them, that reports from Gaza is singling out Israel as the Palestinian people are suffering. And that's due to only Israel, not because of Hamas. They are so biased. And how can educated people in Norway or world at large believe such naivety, such singling out? So this is Sunday, my friends. It's church time. Go to church and learn some truth. Pray to God, and be obedient to the truth. Because you can't write without a pen. If not, you are lying. Okay, I wish you all best, and peace to Jerusalem and shalom.